Yo, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my retired Kana farmer and how it performs as a bossing mule. A lot of people say that Kana is extremely bad, and maybe I just have a weird take, but honestly, my Kana as a bossing mule isn't that bad. Even though Kana received a ton of nerfs, I still think this class is pretty good while bossing. I'm going to show you guys why throughout this video. So pretty much the equips that I'm rocking are still my farming equips, all miso drop gear. I'm still using Zakum Face and Eye. This class is definitely pretty minimal funding in terms of the equips that it's using. Nothing crazy. It's not even full Apsos. I'm still using a Tyrant Cape on this. This class is around 19k stat. I think the reason why the bossing on this is as good as it is because of the familiars that I'm using. I got really lucky when going for large drop and ended up opening 2 boss fams and 1 ID familiar. Maybe that's why bossing is so smooth. Keep that in mind while watching this video. I know that some people are gonna say Kana's the worst class in the game. Never play Kana, never make it a bossing mule, but honestly, it really doesn't feel that bad. Like, it's not the worst. Keep in mind this class is level 263, so take everything that I'm saying with a grain of salt. Like, I don't know how this class actually performs as like a low tier, like 220, just 15k stat bossing mule. It might be the worst thing in the game, like never touch it, but for me, this class isn't that bad. This class needs IED, so if you're lacking IED, that might be why your Kana bossing mule performs as bad as it does. My nodes are pretty much maxed on this class. Obviously, I'm missing a few levels here and there, but for the most part, everything is maxed. So pretty much when bossing on this, you have to use Kish and boss like in your rotation. Like, you have to use those while bossing. So if you do make this a boss mule, get used to using Kish and get used to using boss. There's a ton of skills that you do have to use, including Nine-Tailed Fury, Princess's Vow, Sukuna's Blessing, Bellflower Barrier, Sengoku Force, and the list goes on. So this class definitely has a lot of stuff that you have to keep up and a lot of things that you have to pay attention to, but for the most part, the bossing is pretty straightforward. You just use all your skills, bind it, use Domain, use Vanquisher's Charm, use AB Link, and you're pretty much good to go. This class, low-key, I honestly melt all the bosses. Like, Damien, it honestly does a lot of like, I don't know what to say. Like, people say this class is bad, but like, it low-key is melting Damien and low-key melting Lotus. Like, I don't know. I understand that this class got a huge nerf in like late game. This definitely is not like the best class, and honestly is one of the worst classes in the game, but I don't know. It's doing these bosses so fast. Like, it's really not struggling at all doing these bosses. Like, I've seen other Kanas as well, and they say like bossing sucks on it. Like, Kana's the worst boss mule in the game. Like, never make a Kana, never boss on Kana. But for me, it's like, it's a complete opposite. Like, bosses are so free on my Kana, it's not even funny. And again, it might be because the familiars that I have, a 50% boss and 30% ID. Like, I do realize that. I'm not blind to the fact that I have good familiars on this class, but even that, it still is really good. Even when I didn't have an Arcane fan and I was using a Fafnir fan and an Apso fan, like, this class was still doing bosses extremely fast. Like, I wasn't struggling ever. This class just does a lot. I don't know, like, I know people are gonna get mad at me. I know Kana mains are like gonna be like, this dude is actually just mental, like he doesn't know what he's talking about, and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, you know. Maybe like I don't know. This class does a lot of damage still. Like, it still does a lot of damage. Using Vanquisher's Charm, every AB link, like, that does a ton of damage. Circle procking constantly does a ton of damage. Doppelganger procking all the time does a ton of damage. Like, this class still does a lot of damage, so I don't know. It feels good in my opinion. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, every single boss that I do, it melts. I can do easy lucid on this if I want to, but I don't feel like wasting time. It's like a 15-minute run, but still, I mean, I can do easy lucid, I can do slime, like, I can do anything that I would want to do on a bossing mule on this Kana. And keep in mind, I do have a 20k stat Night Lord, and this Kana does the bosses faster than my 20k stat Night Lord, so keep that in mind. I think this class is pretty good. I think if you want to play Kana, it's not the worst class to play. Like, if you enjoy playing it, like, you should definitely still play it. If you want to make it a bossing mule, go for it. There are better bossing mules, but I did want to make a video on every single bossing mule that I have on my account, just because it's fun. And I think a lot of people are curious about, like, hey, what class is good, what class isn't good, are there horrible boss mule classes, are there really good boss mule classes? And obviously, if you guys are curious of other classes we do have a ton of videos on this channel of like Shadowr, Dual Blade, Fire Poison, Bowmaster, Demon Slayer, Oh Young, like the list goes on. Like we have so many bossing move videos, so I just wanted to add this one to the list as well, just to get it out of the way, and just because I know some people still are curious, especially with all the nerfs. And I'm not even kidding, low key, I do bosses faster on this now post nerf than I did pre nerf. I don't know why. I think it was because I just didn't have ID. So if your kind of bossing mule is doing bosses really slow, check your ID. Make sure you have like 92 ID. I have 91 ID when I'm bossing on this, but like if you have 94% ID, like you should be melting bosses. So yeah, my overall thoughts on Kana as a bossing mule post nerf is, honestly, it's still really good. Like I don't think this class is bad. I don't think it is bad. It is as bad as people say. Like I just don't, honestly. And maybe it's because like early game this class still shines, but late game it just takes a hit. But for me, I still have fun playing this class. I think it's a really good boss mule in my opinion. I know some people are gonna completely disagree. And let me know how your guys' kind of boss mules perform. Like seriously, let me know if you're having trouble or like you're struggling, because I know a lot of people say that their Kana just does 0 damage. And I'm curious if that's the case with you guys, or if you're like me and you think Kana just melts bosses at this point in the game. Let me know in the comments. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I am working on a marksman bossing mule and an ice lightning bossing mule, so those will be videos for the future. If you guys are excited for those, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I've done the outro like 5 times. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.